In this video, I'm going to go over a few pros and cons associated with a visit to the Fernsehturm. If you are planning a visit to the city, then there's no way to avoid it. You'll see it from just about everywhere, beckoning you to come. But ticket prices and crowds can cause you to question whether it's worth it. The Fernsehturm, or TV Tower, is a broadcast tower built by the GDR government in 1969. To the top of its antenna, it measures 368 meters, or just over 1,200 feet in height. It still serves as a broadcasting facility today. But the reason you'll have an interest in the Fernsehturm is its observation deck. And it's got a lot going for it. Okay, the biggest pro is the view. The best in the city in my opinion. At 203 meters or just over 660 feet, it is by far the tallest deck in the city. You will be afforded 360-degree unobstructed views. And thanks to Berlin's flat landscape, visibility is quite far. ChatGPT calculated that 51 kilometers or 32 miles is the maximum visibility on a clear day. And in my opinion, 203 meters is high enough without feeling like you've lost too much definition with the scenes down below. And thanks to its height, a bonus is the elevator ride to the top, where you are treated to a fascinating look inside its shaft. And you get the same view on the way down. The Fernsehturm's closest competitors for elevated 360-degree views, Panorama Punkt and Die Weltballon, are both outside. And the Funkturm, which is inside, is not as high and is located outside of the city center. And by the way, I have a video covering the 10 observation decks in the city that you might want to visit, and I'll leave a link to this video in the description. And this leads to the next point: comfort and optional services. The whole experience of the Fernsehturm is completely inside and climate controlled. No matter how hot, cold, or windy it is outside, it's of little consequence to you here. It all makes for a more relaxed experience. And this comfort allows you to take advantage of the extensive signage throughout the deck explaining what you're seeing. And there's also Magnicity, an app for smartphones and tablets. Just point your camera at key points of interest on the ground and you'll be presented with information, immersive videos, and interactive filters in augmented reality. The app is something that the other decks don't offer, at least not at the time of recording. The deck also has a bar called the Sphere Bar, where you can purchase draft beer, local craft beer, wine, cocktails, and long drinks. And on offer are coffees, teas, and small snacks. And there are ticket options that include food and drink at a discounted price. One level up is the tower's Sphere Restaurant, which rotates 360 degrees every 30 minutes. You'll need a reservation for the restaurant whether or not you are going to visit the observation deck in addition. And with the exception of the snack bar, everything else I mentioned really sets the Fernsehturm apart from your other options. Unlike its neighbor, the Park Inn, the Fernsehturm is conveniently located in Alexanderplatz. It couldn't be any more conveniently located, with lots of bus, tram, U-Bahn, S-Bahn, and regional train stopping here. Several of your other options in the city are also centrally located, but none are quite as easy to get to as this one. The Fernsehturm also offers very good entry hours from 9 a.m. until 11 p.m. daily in the high season, and it opens at 10 a.m. in the low season. This is the choice for those who want to see the city from above at night, as most other locations close before sunset. The one exception is the Reichstag Dome, but the view isn't comparable. The tower also has probably the best gift shop in the bunch, something that you can visit without an entry ticket. It also currently houses the virtual reality experience called Berlin's Odyssey, a virtual journey through 9 centuries of the city's history. And like the gift shop, you don't need a ticket to the tower to reach it, but you will need to purchase a ticket for the virtual experience itself, which at the time of recording is €9.50 per adult. There are some cons or caveats, however, that are important to know. Firstly, the Fernsehturm is the second most expensive option for an observation deck in Berlin. At the time of recording, a standard adult ticket costs €23.50. And there are combo tickets that include the virtual reality experience as well as food and drink at the Sphere Bar. There's also a double entry for day and night tickets starting at €43. This is probably the biggest complaint, as most other observation decks in the city are much cheaper or free. While true in comparison to cities like New York and London, the cost is surprisingly low. Also, the Fernsehturm is part of all tourist pass options. This includes the standard Berlin Welcome Card, which gives you 25% off standard entry ticket, as well as the all-inclusive Berlin Welcome Card, which gives you a free standard entry ticket with the purchase of the pass. I have a blog post and video explaining these passes that I will link to in the description below. Another complaint has to do with wait times. And if you read any of the review sites, you will quickly see that most complaints deal with standing in line, often over an hour during peak periods. You can spend a few more euros and get the fast track ticket and skip the large queues, which I recommend during these times. However, I visited on a weekday morning in late February and walked right in, so it depends when you're coming. I recommend using Google's Popular Times function, which tracks Android phone users as well as users of Google Maps. This is also the only observation deck where I needed to go through a security check, so be prepared for that. And when I visited in February, I walked right up and passed through with no waiting. Another complaint is that due to its popularity, the Fernsehturm can get really crowded. Even on this February morning, there were still a considerable number of people here, and I needed to occasionally wait in order to get the spot that I wanted. Lastly, the restaurant upstairs is overpriced, but you need to remember that the price also reflects the fact that it too is an observation deck. My wife treated me to breakfast for my birthday, and we both enjoyed the experience. Reservations are required to reach the restaurant, so don't expect to make it a spur-of-the-moment dining decision. Entry without reservations is dependent on availability. And another complaint is that you will not be able to take photographs with the Fernsehturm in it. And this is true. However, I was able to capture this image of the Fernsehturm's shadow, which I found really fascinating. I guess it's all a matter of preference, since you can't have everything. So, is it worth the money? Is it worth visiting? In my opinion, I think so. There are many reasons why the Fernsehturm is popular, and this is the general feeling of members of my Berlin Travel Tips Facebook group. About 2/3 enjoyed it, with 21% saying they would do it again, 17% called it a tourist trap, and I'm with the 21% who would do it again, at least when visitors come to town. Now check out this video to learn about the Fernsehturm's competitors, or this playlist of videos on Berlin Travel Tips. And I'll see you in the next video. Tschüss!